Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving deep, really deep into Stranger Things Season 5. We've looked at all those articles, the forum chats, your notes, everything you sent.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
There really is. And we're focusing on, well, the ultimate battle for Hawkins. It all kicked off way back in '83, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Will Byers just vanished.
Pulled into that terrifying mirror dimension, the upside down, and Hawkins. But it was never the same after that.
Never.
We've followed these characters, haven't we? Through the demogorgons' horrible things, those flower-faced monsters.
And the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
That massive shadow entity controlling everything. Chilling stuff.
And we've seen the heroes, especially 11, just push themselves past every single limit, growing stronger, braver. It's been quite the journey.
Absolutely. A real nail-biter, season after season, and you feel like you've been right there with them.
You really do. Which brings us to this final confrontation, the big one.
And wow, that ending of season 4, if you thought the stakes were high before.
Right. It just left you breathless.
Vecna just tearing open the veil between dimensions. And the result, you saw it in those articles, the upside down is literally engulfing Hawkins, physically.
It's terrifying. Those huge chasms ripping the town apart, the ground splitting.
Trees dying, that creepy red blight spreading everywhere. It's not just spooky hints anymore, it's a full-on invasion.
The tension is just, wow. You can feel it. And it's not just about the main kids now, is it?
No, absolutely not. Like you said in your notes, it's everyone. The fate of everyone in Hawkins, maybe more, hanging in the balance.
The gravity of it. That's huge. Apocalyptic, really.
Completely.
So after all that, after everything they've faced, what actually happens next in this 5th final season?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Who makes it out? Who survives this final battle against Vecna, against the Upside Down itself?
And the big one. Who might have to make that ultimate sacrifice to save everyone else?
So many questions. We know you've got them too, especially looking at all those theories you've been digging into.
And that's exactly why we're here. For this deep dive, we've gone through, mountains of speculation you sent over. Fan wikis, forums, analyses.
Trying to sort the plausible from the just plain crazy.
Exactly. And we've picked out the 7 most compelling, super plausible fan theories doing the rounds right now. We're going to really unpack them.
Beyond just the headline.
Right. And by the end, we'll tell you which one we think is the most likely to actually happen. Our prediction.
Nice. So, as you're listening, think about it. Which theories grab you the most? Do you agree with us? Or maybe you've got a completely different idea?
I know those fringe theories, maybe.
Yeah, maybe something we haven't even touched on. Keep it in mind. Let's explore the end of Stranger Things together.
Okay, let's get into the first one then.
Let's do it. Theory number 1. And this one's tough. It's heart-wrenching, but, well, a lot of people think it's almost inevitable. The ultimate sacrifice of 11.
Yeah, that one hits hard.
It's seen as maybe the emotional core of the whole finale, right? Given the show's history, 11's always been the shield.
The front line, always, carrying this huge burden.
Exactly.
And there's a pattern, isn't there? History. You pointed this out in one of the analyses you sent. She's made big sacrifices before.
Like in season 1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Season 1, she destroys the Demogorgon in the school gym, and then, poof, she just disappears.
Right, gone.
It wasn't just a plot thing. It showed us right away.
Yeah.
Her powers cost her a lot. And she's willing to pay that price, even if it means, using herself up.
And then there was the power loss in season 3.
Yeah, after the Starcourt Mall battle, fighting the Mind Flayer. That wasn't just, I'm tired. It was a physical, emotional drain. It showed the toll these battles take. She literally emptied herself to save them.
Okay, so pattern established. Sacrifice is part of her story.
Pretty much. Now flash forward. Vecna Henry Creel.
Yeah.
He's stronger than ever, more insidious, and the Upside Down isn't just leaking in anymore, it's invading, consuming Hawkins.
The scale is completely different now.
Totally. It's gone from like Monster of the Week to full-on dimensional apocalypse. So the fan theory, the one all over those forums, is that 11 might have to use her powers in a way that's just final. So devastating it could literally consume her.
Wow. Like what?
Like maybe she doesn't just beat Vecna. Maybe she has to permanently seal the gateway, from the inside.
Trapping herself. Or just burning out completely.
Exactly. Expending every last bit of her power, her essence, to maybe undo Vecna's grip, close the rift for good. It's the ultimate cost. Final. Fatal, possibly.
A heroic but tragic end, echoing that first sacrifice.
It fits, doesn't it? painfully, but it fits her journey.
But what if it's not her? You mentioned in your notes the theory allows for others too, right? For that element of surprise.
Yeah, definitely. Think about Hopper.
Season 3 ending. The Russian lab?
Right? He seemingly sacrificed himself closing that gate, fell into the portal. We all thought he was gone. He set a precedent, even though he came back, miraculously.
Shows the willingness is there.
And then there's Max. Right now she's in a coma. Caught between life and death after Vecna.
That was brutal.
Horrific. She lost her sight, almost her life. Her existence is tied so closely to Vecna now, it makes her a potential candidate for a huge, selfless act. Maybe using that connection somehow.
Characters pushed to the brink.
Exactly. Hopper, Max, they've stared death in the face. It makes them poignant candidates for a truly definitive, heroic ending. A final act of selflessness that ties up their stories.
Narratively, it makes sense. A big sacrifice has weight.
Huge weight. It could be the perfect climax, painful, yes,
Yeah.
but perfect for a show that's always been about heroism, loss, the cost of power. Gives the whole thing emotional resonance.
Brings character arcs to a powerful close.
But it raises that big question, doesn't it? The one in that article you sent. Would the Duffer Brothers really do it? Especially to 11, the show's anchor.
That's the thing, would they dare for the very end? I mean, think about how intense her power use has always been. Finding Will in season 1, blood pouring, collapsing.
Yeah, always pushing to the absolute edge.
Or fighting the demogorgon in the school, raw power. And Hopper's death scene. The emotion there was immense. We really thought he was gone.
And Max, the aftermath of Vecna. So graphic, so vulnerable, it's burned into your memory.
All these moments, they build towards the possibility of a final, crushing sacrifice. It feels earned, almost. A massive swing, but maybe the right one.
Yeah, it would be bold. Very bold.
Okay, let's shift gears. Theory number 2. This one's for the conspiracy theorists among us.
I like the sound of this one.
You flagged this one as really intriguing in your notes. What if Vecna isn't the final boss?
Ooh, okay. A bigger bad.
Exactly. Hints of a deeper hierarchy, like Vecna's terrifying, caused chaos, yes, but maybe he's just a pawn, a lieutenant.
Well, he did call himself the Mind Flayer's general, doesn't he?
He did, which immediately makes you think general reports to who?
Right.
It opens the door to something higher up, more ancient, more sinister.
We've seen this pattern before, haven't we? You pointed this out from that forum thread. The villain revealed.
Oh, so...
Well, for ages, the Mind Flayer felt like the ultimate evil. The big bad, all shadow and smoke and controlling things.
Yeah, for seasons.
Then bam! Season 4 pulls back the curtain. It's Vecna. Henry Creel, 1. He was the mastermind all along, controlling Mind Flayer like a puppet.
Making it his weapon.
Right. So the question is, does that hierarchy keep going? Is Vecna really the top dog? Or is there something else? Something even older? The real king of the Upside Down?
A king. Or something even older, like primordial.
Exactly. This theory explores that. An entity may be dormant for millennia, an ancient force that Vecna just woke up, or maybe he's been serving it all along, his general reporting to the true power.
I mean, season 4 showed us Vecna's planning, his long game, starting way back.
The depth of his mind, yeah. But if Vecna, a transformed human, however powerful, could mastermind the Mind Flayer, why couldn't there be something more? Something truly ancient.
Especially when you look at the Upside Down itself.
Right? Its scale, its vastness, its age. It feels too big, too old to be just Vecna's creation. It hints at something more fundamental. A consciousness that was there long before Henry Creel.
So a reveal like that.
It changes everything. Our whole understanding of the Upside Down, its origins, the creatures, it flips the script.
Reevaluates the whole mythology.
Totally. Makes it less sci-fi, maybe more. Cosmic horror, Lovecraftian. Vecna becomes just a harbinger for something truly immense, terrifying. Maybe something that's been subtly influencing things all along.
Wow. Okay. Is that too much? Too big a leap for the final season? Or is Vecna enough?
It's a big question. Vecna is certainly a formidable final villain. Personal connection to 11, massive power.
Yeah, but that imagery, Vecna controlling the Mind Flayer's tendrils, that vast, empty Upside Down, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Is there a brain we haven't seen yet? Maybe the dimension itself is sentient?
It's a chilling thought. A bigger monster always lurking. Compelling, but definitely risky for the final act.
Okay, let's move to someone else central from the start, Will Byers. Theory number 3.
Will, yes.
This is seen as one of the strongest theories, you noted, that Will's role is going to be absolutely crucial, way beyond just being Vecna's canary in the coal mine.
Makes sense. He was the first, wasn't he? Pulled into the Upside Down in season 1. It all started with him. His connection is foundational, unique.
And it never really went away.
No. That's the key point from your research articles. It's unique. inexplicable.
Yeah.
He spent so much time there, endured so much, and even after rescue, the link remained. It's physical, psychic.
Like in season 4, when he told Mike.
That he can feel Vecna, that he never really left Hawkins, that Vecna is still alive and hurting. That's not just PTSD, right? It's a direct, visceral connection, a shared frequency almost. Nobody else has that, not even Ellie in the same way.
So all that trauma, maybe it wasn't just suffering.
That's the compelling idea. Maybe it wasn't pointless, maybe it forged him, prepared him for this final fight.
Like all the fear being a host, a victim, it made him ready.
Exactly. Ready for a specific, pivotal role. It would be a powerful narrative arc, wouldn't it? The victim becomes the savior, subverting the usual hero story.
Okay, but how does he get powers?
Well, fans are speculating maybe some kind of passive power, a new mental ability from all that exposure.
Like what? Seeing through illusions?
Maybe. Or understanding the Upside Down's rules, navigating it, or maybe even a subtle way to push back mentally, turn Vecna's own connection against him.
So what's his potential role, the key to victory?
Could be. Maybe he's the only one who can truly understand Vecna's mind, his motives, weaknesses. In a way, Elle can't, despite her power.
Or use the connection as a weapon.
Yeah. Turn that psychic tether into Vecna's weakness. A feedback loop. A psychic Achilles heel. Imagine that.
It raises that emotional question, doesn't it? This whole sad journey he's been on. Does it lead to him being the unexpected hero?
It would be such a transformation. Victim to savior. The show spends so much time on his feelings, his art, that connection. Feels like it has to lead somewhere big.
A redemptive payoff. Narrative justice.
Absolutely. Showing resilience, how wounds become strength. It feels right for his character.
It really would resonate thinking about his tremors when Vecna's near.
Yeah.
Like an early warning.
Or his drawings predicting horrors.
Yeah. And those flashbacks to his torture. So vivid, plus his bond with Eleven, her acknowledging his connection. It all points to something bigger for him. His story isn't over.
Feels like it's just building to its climax.
Okay, buckle up. Theory 4. This one's a bit mind-bending. You flagged this in those deep dive posts.
Time travel.
Or some kind of bizarre temporal loop in the Upside Down. It all hinges on Nancy's discovery in season 4.
The date.
Exactly. The Upside Down is frozen, stuck on November 6, 1983, the exact day Will vanished.
That detail feels huge. Too specific to be random. A massive clue.
Right. Why isn't it a real-time mirror of Hawkins? Why that day? Why frozen?
It throws everything we thought we knew about the dimension out the window. It demands an explanation.
So what are the explanations being floated?
Well, one idea, widely discussed, is that it's not just another dimension. Maybe it's an alternative future. A dark timeline that branched off that day.
A potential destiny for Hawkins that overlaid our reality.
Kind of, like a bleak what-if scenario that became tangible and is now bleeding back into the present. Not just another place, but a glimpse of potential doom. Frozen at the moment of its creation.
Okay, that's one idea. What's the bolder one?
Literal time travel. That season 5 might involve the characters going back to alter the past.
Like stopping the gate from opening? Or stopping Vecna's origin?
Exactly. Intervening in Henry Creel's transformation. Or preventing the initial rift. It's incredibly ambitious, using the Upside Down's own time weirdness as a tool.
Wow, that would change everything.
Completely. It reframes the entire series. Past events might look different if you knew someone from the future was intervening, or if everything was leading to this fixed point.
You could see past seasons differently, maybe characters interacting with younger selves.
Potentially. It could lead to amazing moments, poignant, maybe dark. It's an audacious move, narratively. But it could tie everything together in a really surprising circular way.
A huge swing. Adds layers of fate versus free will, too.
Definitely. But is it too much? Too sci-fi, even for Stranger Things? Or is it exactly the kind of 80s trope the show loves?
I don't know. Nancy finding that frozen diary. It felt wrong, you know, unsettling. Imagine revisiting old scenes, seeing them differently, or clocks and rifts becoming actual plot points.
It would shatter our understanding of the timeline.
Yeah.
My head hurts just thinking about the paradoxes.
Mine too. Okay, let's bring it back to characters. Theory 5, get ready for feels. Maybe happy tears.
Ooh, character returns.
Shocking returns. Key characters, unexpected ones, and the name everyone screams.
Eddie Munson.
Eddie. His sacrifice in season 4 facing the Demobats. Epic. Heartbreaking.
Totally.
But his death was a bit ambiguous, right? And the Upside Down. Plus, the Duffers teasing, no one is truly dead.
Yeah, that comment fueled so much speculation. And the ambiguity around Eddie is key. Did we really see him die irreversibly in that dimension?
What are the rules there? Exactly.
We don't fully know. Maybe the Upside Down preserves things, transforms them. Could he come back? Changed, undead, corrupted.
Oof. A dark twist on his sacrifice.
It opens up possibilities. Not necessarily the same Eddie, but an Eddie.
And then there's Max, still in that coma.
Adrift between life and death. So does she just wake up fine? Or does she wake up different?
With powers from the Vecna connection.
Maybe. Or an even stronger, scarier link to Vecna. Given how deep he got into her mind, she was so vulnerable, her link was unique. She could come back transformed. An asset or a liability constantly fighting his influence.
A terrifying thought. And Dr. Brenner. Papa.
His death in season 4 felt a bit convenient, didn't it? Gunned down, but no confirmation. Lingering doubt.
So he could be back.
In flashbacks, definitely. Giving key info, manipulating from the past. Or maybe even altered by the Upside Down himself. Twisted, absorbed, his knowledge is crucial. He could still play a villainous role, even if not entirely human.
Okay, so these returns, is it just fan service, or does it make sense?
Bit of both, maybe. But those articles you sent argued it could make narrative sense. Especially Eddie, he resonated so much. Imagine the emotional lift if he returned for the final fight.
How would they return, though?
The Upside Down itself. The Mind Flayer absorbs things.
Vecna
Manipulates minds, bodies. Those could be pathways. Maybe not fully themselves, but back in the game. Allies. Or new threats.
Could Hawkins get another hero back? Someone thought lost? Or a new villain, a twisted friend?
Exactly. It's exciting and maybe terrifying. Who would you want back most?
Oh, man. Eddie's final stand. Legendary. Max in the hospital. Heartbreaking. Brenner. Always felt unfinished. Any return would be huge emotionally. A real roller coaster.
Definitely.
Okay, Theory 6. This one goes deep. Really deep. Into the origin.
Origin of what?
The powers. Eleven's powers. Henry Creel's powers. The other experiments. And maybe the Upside Down itself. Where did it all really come from?
The fundamental question.
Was it just lab accidents, genetic quirks? Or something bigger, more cosmic, mystical, ancient?
It's fascinating how the show keeps peeling back layers on this, right?
Yeah.
Season 1, Elle's powers felt unique, almost random. Brenner just harnessing them.
Yeah, like a scientific anomaly.
Then Season 4 drops the bomb.
Yeah.
Vecna, Henry Creel, he was first. And his powers appeared before the lab, before Brenner, spontaneously.
That changed everything.
Completely. It means the lab didn't create the powers. It just found them, unleashed them, channeled them. The source is something else, something intrinsic.
So not science, necessarily.
Maybe not just science. Those analyses you shared speculate it's something inherent to the Stranger Things universe itself. A fundamental force, beyond human understanding.
Pushing it beyond sci-fi.
Into something more. Cosmic. Supernatural in a broader sense.
Yeah.
Like ancient evils, primordial magic, dark energy. If true, it redefines the whole mythology.
Grandiose, mysterious, beyond just government experiments.
Exactly. Maybe Elle and Vecna. They're connected to some primordial force. Predating Hawkins, the lab, maybe even the Upside Down as we know it.
Like a source they both tap into.
Perhaps. Two sides of the same coin. Good and evil drawing from the same ancient well. This theory tries to unravel how it all began. A foundational explanation.
Tying it all together, powers, dimensions, monsters, into one big cosmic story.
Gives the finale a much bigger scope, not just closing a gate, but understanding reality itself.
That's profound. What kind of reveal do you expect? Cosmic imagery around 11, ancient symbols in the lab.
Could be. Hints that they tapped into something far older, far darker than they realized. It would reshape our whole understanding of their world, maybe set up a bigger multiverse.
Whoa. Okay. Final theory, number 7, this one. This may be the most frightening. For the world inside the show.
What is it?
The impact on the real world. This theory says the final battle is just too big, too catastrophic, the secret's out, the Upside Down cannot be hidden anymore.
Everyone finds out.
Everyone, or at least America. The truth about other dimensions. Monsters, it's revealed. No more cover-ups.
That feels almost inevitable now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
After season 4's ending. Those massive portals ripping through Hawkins.
The town literally dying. Tremors, ash, those upside-down tendrils physically taking over.
Yeah, you can hide that. Not easily.
Yeah.
It's not just a couple monsters anymore. The ground itself is breaking open. It's public, catastrophic. A whole town affected.
The cover-up would be impossible.
Totally unsustainable. So imagine the fallout. Global news screaming about dimensional rifts, chaos, mass panic, government scrambling, militarizing against a threat they never knew existed.
A terrifying picture. Could the show end post-apocalyptic?
It's possible. A scenario where the heroes, and humanity have to adapt to this new, terrifying reality. No going back to normal.
Yeah.
Constant vigilance, a bittersweet win. The battle's won, but the war against the known unknown has just begun.
Or maybe contained, but known.
That's the alternative. Maybe Elle and the team managed to contain it, push it back, but the secret's out. World authorities know.
Leading to, what, a global arms race against dimensions?
Could be. As some analyses suggested, it could pave the way for spin-offs. Global task forces, new labs, fighting the unknown worldwide, moving beyond Hawkins.
Either way, it expands the universe hugely.
Absolutely. From small-town horror to global, even cosmic implications. Redefines the threat, the future. Leaves you thinking, what if, for years.
Wow. So which ending do you prefer? Back to normal, if that's even possible or satisfying, or a world changed forever?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Seeing those huge portals, the town decaying, it feels like there's no going back.
Yeah.
Imagining those news headlines, chaos incarnate. It would be a bold ending, pushing boundaries right to the finish line.
Phew. Okay, those are the 7 big ones. The theories everyone's talking about, based on everything you sent over, it's been a lot to unpack.
Absolutely. A thrill digging into them with you.
So, the moment of truth, prediction time. Considering everything, the story, the characters, the themes, which one do we think is most likely?
Okay. After weighing it all up, connecting the dots.
Yeah.
We think the theory that makes the most sense, the one we're putting our money on, is number 3. The central role of Will Byers and his prophetic connection.
Yeah, I agree. It just feels right. It brings Will's entire arc full circle. All that pain, that trauma, it has to mean something more.
Exactly. It provides that deep emotional payoff for the character who started it all. The one most fundamentally linked to the Upside Down's influence, his connection, his suffering. It feels like set up for a crucial role.
More than just being a Vecna detector.
Way more. It's too neat, too rich with potential for the Duffers to ignore for the finale.
Yeah.
It's not just about his past suffering, it's about his unique ability to understand, maybe even counter, Vecna.
And it ties back to the very beginning, right? Will was the first target, the first breach.
Making him the key to its downfall feels like poetic justice. Turning that connection, that vulnerability, into the ultimate weapon against the thing that's haunted him.
It raises that final thought for you, listening. Will the saddest journey lead to the greatest heroism? What does that say about trauma and strength in this world?
We think it's a powerful statement the show is poised to make.
So what about you? Which theory grabbed you? Do you agree with us about Will, or do you have a totally different idea? Maybe one of those wild fringe theories?
We really want to know. Let us know your thoughts, your predictions.
Yeah, drop a comment, send a message wherever you're listening, share your insights.
We're eager to hear what you think the end of Stranger Things holds.
Definitely. Until next time, be careful out there. Don't want Vecna getting any ideas. And remember, sometimes the deepest answers, well, they're found in the darkest places.